Celebrate the fact that we are taking part today in the biggest ever protest, Europe-wide protest of journalists standing up for quality journalism, and we are doing so because the employers and the editors are failing to stand up for quality and failing to stand up for journalists, and it's been left to us to do it. It is a protest against profiteering, a protest against job cuts, a protest against compromises in quality, and a defiant stand for quality in media and journalism. And it couldn't come at a more important time, with the BBC announcing 2,500 job cuts, with ITV announcing the axing of local news services, the merging of regions and the halving of its journalism budget, with 6,000 media jobs having been lost over the past 2 years alone. It's vitally important that we are standing up today, because that has an impact on journalists, but it also has an impact on journalism. We are less able to cover the communities we serve. There is less localised coverage. There are offices shut. There are studios closed down. There are programme budgets cut. And the impact of all of that is a worse quality of journalism. And we are not prepared to stand by and allow those who would line their own pockets to do so at the expense of quality journalism and the participation of citizens in the democratic process. And all this is happening at a time when profit levels continue to reach between 30 and 40%, when one local media company I talked to someone from this morning is making £300,000 profit every single day, and when owners pay themselves £40 million in reward at a time when they are also sacking journalists on their own titles. But it's not just us. Don't just listen to what the union is saying about it, as long as you don't tell any of the editors or any other NUJ members. But I agree with what the editor of the Daily Mail said when he said that newspapers are cutting staff so much that they are unable to send staff reporters out to cover stories anymore. And we've done, from our own research, found out that local newspapers too are unable to properly cover councils and health authorities and education authorities, and if they're unable to do that, what corruption is going on in the corridors of power if journalists are not there to uncover it. And Cardiff University did a study for us, and the conclusion of that study was that despite the best efforts of journalists and editors, that serious journalism was under threat. And when serious journalism is under threat, then the democratic process is under threat too. So we are here today and elsewhere across Europe to send clear messages to editors and owners of media that if they won't stand up for journalism, we will, and we will involve the communities we serve, the readers, the viewers and listeners, alongside journalists, standing up for journalists and for journalism. So this is not the end of a campaign, but the start of a campaign that says no to profiteering, no to job cuts, yes to properly resourced media, yes to quality, and yes for rights for all journalists and by extension to the community. So thank you all for turning out. It's a little bit of a typical November Manchester day, but our spirits should be lifted by the work that is going on across the UK, across Europe, in defence of quality journalism. So thank you all for attending, and we are going to have a little bit of a rally at 1:30 at Friends Meeting House, and you're all very welcome to come there. So thank you for your solidarity and for sending solidarity to all those other journalists today fighting for quality. Thank you.